Well, hello there and welcome to the channel. And in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about when to cut your lavender and also how to cut your lavender. Now, this always used to be really straightforward, very, very simple. But recently, popular celebrity gardeners have seemed to have made this a lot more complicated. Let me explain as I first talk about when to cut your lavender. Come on. Now, over the past 200 years of British horticulture, we have been cutting back our lavender at a particular time of the year, and that is between the months of August and September. The reasons for this are twofold. Firstly, you don't need the flowers anymore. They are past their best. They are becoming discolored. They won't be as attractive as they once were. They also won't be producing any nectar, so there's no real benefit for the bees and other pollinating insects. And thirdly, if you leave them on, they will produce seeds, especially the English lavender will produce huge amounts of these seeds, which means you'll get thousands of seedlings come in the spring, which will then need to be dealt with either by weeding them out, or if you want to keep them, put them on. So there can be a lot of work involved if you leave those on. Right, the second reason. This is arguably way more important. Firstly, it's on that fresh growth that next year's flower spikes will be produced. And secondly, if you make that cut later on in the year, say October, November, all that fresh invigorated growth will be damaged and killed off by the first hard frost. So all that energy and resource your plant has expended, that will be gone. And if that happens, then come the spring, you don't have all that photosynthetic material in which to power your new spring display flowers. So timing is very, very important here. She's supposed to be helping. Now, I appreciate that we get many viewers from around the world, so giving you a August-September time frame might not be particularly useful to you. So if you are somewhere else, say in the wonderful continent of Australia, I think it's a continent, then you're going to go by something different. I can't advise you which month it is because I am not an Australian. So if you consider the blooms, you know what they look like when they are in their best condition, but check, because over time they will start to fade. You'll start to see this grayish material starting to build into the pigments and the plants just look awful. Once that happens, give yourself 2 to 4 weeks to make those cuts. And if you do that, your cuts will be perfectly timed. And no, I don't want someone writing in the comments saying, well, what would happen if I cut the blooms earlier than August, September? No one really speaks like that. Well, obviously, if you cut it then, you're going to be removing your flowers while they're in full bloom. I mean, why would you even ask that? Show them what you've done. There you go. Don't do it. Oh, hold on a minute. If you're finding this video useful or even just mildly amusing, then don't forget to click the thumbs up, press on that subscription, and if you want to be notified of whenever we release a new video, then click on that notification bell. It helps us more than you know, and it allows us to do stupid visits like this in the future. Anyway, let's continue to find out what old boiled butt has to say. Bloody glasses back on. Too hot, too sunny. Oh, it's too lovely. Now, for some inexplicable reason, incompetence and inexperience, modern celebrity gardeners are recommending that you trim back your lavender in the spring. The only time you would do that is if for some reason you weren't around in August, September to cut it at the right time. So it's like a It's your last best opportunity, but it gives you some problems. Firstly, if you're cutting in the spring, you're going to have to cut after the threat of late frosts have passed, and that could be in June. Everybody else's plants are probably already in flower, so you're cutting then. The best you're going to hope for is to get a later flowering. The worst you're going to hope for is you're not going to get any flowering. Now, there is some relevance to this. If you are a nursery and you are a nursery that produces lavender from cuttings, then by cutting now, losing those blooms, you're going to get the invigorated soft growth. That is ideal cutting material. So if that's what you want, then do that cut in the spring. Otherwise, no. And furthermore, if you haven't cut your plants in the August-September time frame, then your plant would have grown more. You've had more new growth at the top, and that brown growth is actually going to be longer. So the wood that you don't want, which is your brown wood, because it's pretty much unproductive, you are producing more of that, and it's just the wrong advice. I just despair about the future of our industry. When I say our, mine. Taking my coffee with me. So, we're all good with the timings, right? I will be checking. Now, let's get on to how to prune your lavender. Before you even start talking about how to prune it, always clean your cutting blades first with a disinfectant, and then don't forget to wash off the disinfectant when you're finished. So the reason why we do this, particularly with lavender, if you have planted a row of lavender or a grouping of lavender, you may find that in amongst those, one, possibly more, will be wilting for some reason, even though they are treated exactly the same as all your other plants. And you might think, oh, it needs watering, so you water it and it's still wilting. Well, the reason for that is because lavenders can be prone to soil-borne fungal infections. The last thing you want to do is start cutting into an infected plant and then cutting it into a clean plant with no infection, because all you'll be doing is transferring those fungal infection spores in the sap into the next plant. Just don't do it. If you do have this issue, then what you would do is you would lift those plants, you would incinerate them, throw them away. You don't want them. Anyway, how to cut lavender. So when it comes to pruning, trimming, cutting, you have two choices. That is to do either a light trim or do a heavy prune. Now, it will depend on how old and how big your plants are. If you have an established plant and it's getting a little bit too big, you can do a heavy prune. So you would take about a third of the foliage back. You would never cut into the brown wood, because lavenders do not like to produce new growth on that old wood. If you do cut back into it, the chances are your plant will die, or you'll just get very, very weak growth. You have entirely ruined that plant. Don't do it. Now, if you're just going to do a light trim, then all you would do is remove all of the flowering spikes. You don't need those anymore. And just cut a little bit further back, because there will be new growth coming through. So if you go about an inch into the new growth below the old flower spikes, that is absolutely perfect. It will look a bit bald, a bit untidy, but believe me, it will bounce back. So that's it. It's your two options: heavy cut, light prune. You'll only be doing a light prune on new plants, and you probably continue to do that for the next 2 to 3 years, depending on the species. It's only really old established plants you might want to do a heavier cut, but just always beware. Don't cut into the brown wood. Always cut into the green wood where there's still foliage, because from there it will still grow and will want to grow. And that is it. Although I did have someone tell me that they contacted a Royal Horticultural Society judge and asked for their advice on lavender. I won't give you their name. And they said, ooh, cut back into the brown wood in the spring. Are you kidding me? What is that?
I don't blame people for their mistakes, but I do ask they pay for them.
Right, we're coming to the end. And before I go, don't forget to click. You got to click on that like button. It supports this channel amazingly. We really value it, and it just does us no end of good. So if you're enjoying the video, clickety click, 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 click. It's just there. Jeez. Anyway, thanks for watching. That is all I have to say when it comes to how to and when to cut back your lavenders. But if you've got any other great tips regarding lavenders, maybe something I've missed, put that into the comment section. We would love to hear from you. Plus, we have loads of other viewers who like to read through the comments, and you can have a little chat with each other. I really don't mind. That is what it's there for. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. If I catch you pruning at the wrong time and into the brown wood, oh, you are going on the naughty list. See you later. Bye-bye. Right, now, just before you go, if you want to see more content, more behind the scenes stuff, and images that I've taken of some weird freaky plants over the years, then you're in luck, because we've created an Instagram page. So you can find the link in our description. You can find the link on our main page, and if I'm clever enough, I might be able to get a link somewhere up there. Anyway, thank you for watching, and if you want to see more YouTube stuff, then check out this video here. That's quite a good one. And if it doesn't float your boat, then another one right there. And enjoy these while I've still got the strength, imagination and aptitude to make them. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.